Hey YouTube, so today we're back with another tier list and it's going to be starting pitchers. As you can see, there's two listed for each team, but we're only going to do one. We're going to start with Zach Gallen there, as you can see, for the Diamondbacks, and then we'll just skip over Bumgarner right to the Atlanta Braves. If you guys like these videos, man, keep hitting that like button, hit that sub button, and turn on the noti bell so you know my videos go live. And let's get into the video. All right, guys, so starting off is going to be Zach Gallen here. I'm pretty sure right now he's like 5-3 with like a 3.3 ERA. You know, I kind of want to put him in average, but I think I'm going to put him in good. Now, he's going to be on the late, like, you know, the farther side of good, closer to average for me. A solid starting pitcher. I think it would be kind of disrespectful to put him in average, just in my opinion. He's a solid MLB pitcher, so we're going to put him in good. So next, we're going to go to Max Fried, and he's going to be going in the All-Star category. You know, he was an All-Star this year. He's been pretty good here over these last few years, and I really like what he brings to the table for the Braves. Next up, guys, we're going to take Jordan Lyles here. Jordan Lyles, for me, is going to be below average. He hasn't done anything really special this year. I mean, I know the Orioles have been, you know, a pretty good team as of late, and he's like 6-8 with like a close to 5 ERA. You know, nothing really that spectacular going on here. So I'm going to put him in the below average category. Next up is going to be, we're going to take Nathan Ivaldi because Chris Sale, I mean, he's had one and a half starts in the last 3 years. For Ivaldi, I'm going to go, so for Nathan Ivaldi, I'm going to go strictly off of this year for him. And I'm going to go average right now. I mean, again, the Red Sox rotation in general is not the best this year. I think he belongs in average. He's shown flashes in the past of him being, you know, pretty dominant in certain starts, but nothing really consistent, in my opinion, to make him in the good category where Zach Gallen is right now. Next up, guys, is going to be Marcus Strowman, and he is going to go in the below average category. Used to be fun to watch, but now, you know, he's kind of fallen off a cliff. He's 2-5 this year, pretty high ERA. Not the best anymore. Yeah, he belongs in below average. I mean, I don't really feel like I have to explain anything more than that. Next is going to be Luis Castillo. We're going to put him in the All-Star category. He's had a really good year this year, and he'll probably be traded here in the next couple of days or so before the trade deadline's up. Really solid starter, guys. I really like what he brings to the table for the Reds as well. Now, Shane Bieber, guys, just strictly off of this year, I'm going to go in average. He's having kind of a down year. I mean, we know what he can do, but strictly off of this year, he's going to go in average. I think he's 4-6. 4-6 with a 3.5 ERA, you know, that's about average for MLB right now. I think there's a few guys who are a lot better than him, and you'll see them going up here above him in the future here. Next up is going to be Herman Marquez. We're also going to throw him in average, I think. I know last year I'm pretty sure he had a decent year. Only at home, though, if I recall. He was only good at home, and he was really bad on the road. But yeah, we're going to throw him an average. He's having, you know, an okay year. Nothing really crazy. 6-7 with a 5.4 ERA. Pretty high. So we'll put him in average. I think he's a little bit better than Strowman and Lyles, but again, we'll throw him in average. So for the White Sox, guys, we're going to take Lucas Giolito because I know Lance Lynn's been hurt for a majority of the year. I wish I had Dylan Cease in this list, but they don't, because Dylan Cease, for me, honestly, might be in the superstar category. The dude has been on fire as of late. But Giolito, for me, he's also, just based off of this year, is going to be going in average. He's having a down year as well. Still strikes out a decent amount of people, you know, but he's got a 5 ERA this year, and he's 6-6. But again, he's shown to be a really good starter, be an all-star in the past, but this year we're going to put him in average. And next up, guys, is going to be Tariq Skubal. I think he's also going to go in average. He has a 3.8 ERA, and he's 7-8. If he was on probably a better staff or a better team in general, he'd probably have a better record with that ERA with a 3.8, but he's 7-8. Has 111 strikeouts, which is also pretty solid. So we're going to put him in average as well, along with these guys. Next up here is Justin Verlander, and he, for me, is going to be a superstar. He's been doing this for a long time, guys. He's got a super low ERA this year. He's been dominant all year, and he's late 30s, still throwing 99, even pushing 100 sometimes. The dude's been a superstar for a long time, and I think he belongs in that superstar category. Next up, guys, is going to be Zach Granky. We all know what he used to be, but based off of right now, I'm going to put him below average. Again, not having a good year with the Royals, 4.6 ERA, 3-6 record. I'm going to put him below average right here. I don't think he really has the potential of a lot of these guys that I have up here in average right now. So for Ohtani, guys, he is 9-5 with a 2.8 ERA. I know his first start after the All-Star break didn't really go well, but he had a really good stretch there this year, right before the All-Star break. I'm going to put him in the All-Star category. You know, it helps the fact that he can hit as a pitcher as well, and he rakes. So, again, we're going to put him in the All-Star. Just based on pitching alone, I still think he belongs in the All-Star category, but he is a superstar player in his own right. Next up, guys, is going to be the Dodgers. I'm pretty sure Walker Buehler's been hurt for most of the year, so we're going to go with Clayton Kershaw. And I've been a huge Clayton Kershaw guy, man, my whole life. I'm not a Dodgers fan by any means, but I still think he's a superstar, man. He still deals. You know, he's proven everyone wrong about the playoff stuff lately after the World Series. You know, he still has a 2.49 ERA after all these years, and he's 7-2. He's always been pretty dominant, man. Knows how to get people out, and been a really good pitcher for a long time. Next up, guys, is the Marlins. And Sandy Alcantara this year is definitely a superstar. He's had a crazy stretch of, you know, going 7+ innings. I'm pretty sure he's gone 7+ innings in a game. And I know it just ended against the Pirates, but I'm pretty sure he's done that for over like a few months. He's been dominant, man. Should have been the starter if it wasn't for Kershaw for the All-Star game because it was in LA. But I think he's a superstar this year. He's been really dominant and one of the best, and probably a Cy Young favorite in the NL. Next up, guys, is going to be Corbin Burns. He is 7-4 with a 2.2 ERA this year, and we're going to put him in the All-Star category. He's been really good now for a few years. Still knows how to get people out, strikes out at a high rate. Or strikes people out at a high rate, sorry. And he's still a beast, in my opinion. Really good pitcher. Belongs in the All-Star category. Next up, guys, is going to be Joe Ryan from the Minnesota Twins. I think he also belongs in the good category. He's 7-3 with about a 2.9 ERA this year. And I really like what he's been doing for the Twins. He's been really solid so far this year. And I think the good category fits him because I think he's slightly under everyone in the All-Star category. Next, we're going to do DeGrom because DeGrom and Scherzer both belong in superstar, in my opinion. And if you want to argue with me about DeGrom being a superstar, I don't really care. He's a superstar, and everyone knows that. If you disagree, you're honestly just a hater. Next is going to be Garrett Cole. I know Red Sox fans aren't going to like to hear this, but Garrett Cole is a superstar, man. He's still a beast. I know the whole sticky stuff situation last year where he struggled a few starts afterwards, but he's, you know, come back to life. He's still dominant. He still strikes out at people at a high rate. Still a monster, in my opinion. I love Garrett Cole. And guys, we're going to take Paul Blackburn here. I know he made the All-Star game, but that was pretty much because you have to have one person from each team make it. He's only 6-6 with a 4.3 ERA, man, and I don't know, boys. I'm not feeling him. I think he's average. I know the A's don't really have much to offer for the All-Star game in general, but I'm going to put him in average. Next up, guys, is going to be Zach Wheeler. He's 8-5 with a 2.7 ERA, and we're going to put him also in the All-Star category. I feel like he's massively underrated and a really solid MLB pitcher, man. He's been good for a few years now, and I think him and Aaron Nola as a duo are also really good together. Now, for the Pirates, we have Jose Quintana. He's actually had a solid year for the Pirates, but if you look at his record, you're really not going to see that because, you know, the Pirates aren't a great team. But for being a veteran that came in that rotation, he's actually probably been the best pitcher on the team. I'm going to put him in average because I think if he was on a better team, his record would reflect how well he's pitching this year. But overall, you know, I think he could be in below average if you just look at the stats, but as a Pirates fan who watches him every day and sees what he has to deal with that team, I think, again, if he was on a better team, he would have a much better record to show how good he's been pitching this year. Next up, guys, is going to be Joe Musgrove, a former Pirate. Every Pirate seems to get better once they leave the team. And we're going to put him in All-Star as well. He is pitching really well this year. I'm pretty sure he had the lowest ERA for a while there in the beginning of the year until, you know, Mclennan really started to take shape, him and Sandy. But he again is really good. I like what he's done for the Padres so far, and he's been, you know, probably their ace this year and even last year, honestly. Next up, guys, is going to be Robbie Ray. Just based on this year alone, I don't know where I want to put him, guys. I really don't. I think I'm going to put him in the... I know they won that big win streak. His ERA and records still don't reflect maybe how good he's been pitching. I don't catch a lot of Mariners games with them being on the West Coast and everything. But I'm going to also put him in average this year. I don't think he's pitched as well as Zach Gallen and the, what's his name in here? And this Twins pitcher in here. I can't remember his name at the top of my head. But yeah, I think he belongs in average. Hasn't had the greatest of years after coming off that Cy Young. Next up is going to be Logan Webb. He's 9-3 with a 2.7 ERA this year, guys. We're also going to put him in the good category. I like what he's been doing this year. Again, I think he's a really solid pitcher for the Giants. I think he could even be in the All-Star category, but personally, I'm going to put him in the good category for now. I think that suits him well, and I think, again, he could be in the All-Star category as well, but good for me is fine for him. Next up, guys, is going to be Adam Wainwright. Long-time St. Louis Cardinal, man. He's 6-8 this year. You know, he still does enough to get them some wins and put together some good starts. We're going to put him in average, though. I don't think he belongs in the good or the below average. But yeah, he's going to go there in average. And I'm going to take Shane Mclennan in here, and I'm going to put him in superstar this year, man. He's leading the MLB in ERA. Also, I think he's 10-3. He's dominating this year. I know him in the All-Star game was a little shaky and whatnot. But hey, he's a monster when he's on the mound. for the Tampa Bay Rays, and I think he belongs in the superstar category for this year. Next up, we have Martin Perez, and I think he also belongs in the all-star category this year. He's been pitching really well. You know, for you to play MLB The Show, he got one of the Player of the Month cards, a really solid card. But again, he's a solid pitcher this year, really good for the Rangers, probably their best pitcher on their staff. And yeah, he's been playing really well. Next up is going to be Kevin Gossman. I think I'm also going to put him in the average category for this year. Last year, we know how well he pitched, but this year, he's really not replicating that at the moment. But I think he is a solid pitcher. He could be in the good category, but I think average, again, suits him well. And last, guys, and honestly kind of least, is Patrick Corbin. He's 4-13 this year with a 6 ERA. We're going to put him in the trash category to end this off here. You know, not the best anymore. Used to be pretty solid, but no longer really has that stuff, in my opinion. Again, guys, this is the full tier list. If you like this video, please hit that sub button. Please drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.